Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is chapter 10 of Mornstar, the Maiden Voyage. Before we begin, I would like to ask you to like and subscribe if you like listening to my stories, and it makes me feel very happy. But if you also click the bell icon, you can know when I upload new chapters. So, without further ado, let us begin. Let's see, where were we? Ah yes, chapter 10. It was with their new companion's help that they found their way out of the forest. It was a hard burden to care for not only each other, but these animals as well, so Dawn made them a promise. If we find Polaris, you have a choice. You can either stay here or come with us. But if the road ahead is too dangerous, promise me you will go find a safe place to live. I can't put anyone else's life in danger. However, we don't have enough food for you both, so you may go to find food or whatever you need. Then you may come follow our path. We follow the setting sun. The Lekki seemed to understand and communicated these terms to the cat. Arumi blinked in understanding. They had made it just barely out of the forest when Sari laid down and waited for them. "What does it want?" Dawn asked. "I think it wants us to get on. It can carry us," Dylan replied. He slowly approached the Lekki and sat down on its back. Sari then turned to look at Dawn. It looked as if it didn't even feel the weight of Dylan. She also sat upon his back, just behind Dylan. They both shifted until the perfect position was found. Then Dylan gently patted Sari's neck. He got up with ease and began to walk in the direction of the setting sun. Arumi followed on foot behind them. It had taken hours to wander deeper into the forest, and more to get out, so it was now nearing sunset. Sari was a strong beast, but very gentle. Whenever Dawn was uneasy about traveling this way, he would walk slower and swish his tail once. It was night, and the world was at rest when they stopped to rest with it. They ate leftover bread and spent a time getting their beds ready. Sari had laid down in a soft stretch of grass, and Arumi curled up on his back. Dylan had his bed ready and sat down on it. He saw that Dawn was upon a big rock with her eyes skyward. She had wings and simply sat watching the stars. Sari and Arumi watched her like she was some kind of spirit, someone that would take care of them, that was greater than them. Her whole body shimmered as her wings shifted. The starlight illuminated her. Her eyes sparkled. Once again, Dylan thought, she looked like an angel. That night he had a dream. He was navigating corridors in an unknown place. There was no sound except the noise of his own feet clattering on the stones. He turned left, right. There was no end to the tunnels. He had turned the final corner when he found himself in a large chamber. It was quite empty and dark, all but for a small light glowing in the center of the room. He came close, and a voice whispered from the dark. "There are secrets here. Many hidden things. Dark secrets kept from you. All will be revealed when you come to this place, but all will not be as it seems." He touched the light for an instant, but when he did, he awoke. Dylan awoke into the night and stared upward. There were billions of stars with colorful auras about each one. His eyes were widened by the beauty of the heavens. The stars blinked and twinkled, and a single shooting star passed his vision. It was morning, and a great excitement filled them all. Though there was no cause, it was as if they were wanting to get moving as quickly as possible. The rising sun was before them, and they set out after it. "Wait! We need to be going in the other direction!" Dawn cried out. "But I could have sworn we were moving this direction yesterday." Dylan scratched his head. "Well, we haven't a compass, so we can't be sure, but the sun shouldn't move backwards unless something was acting upon it. But that can't be." "Yeah, the sun is billions of miles away from here. Nothing could impact something so far away and so big." "I swear, your sciences do confuse me dreadfully. Come, Sari and Arumi, we must be off." Sari was loaded with Dylan's backpack and several other small things they had. Dylan had been twisting twine all morning, and now had made it into a lead for Sari. Holding onto the rope, he led Sari, and they continued on their way. They had not gone far when they came across a scruffy field. In the field stood a person, a girl. The band of 4 approached her as they had not seen anyone since the men in black. "Who are you?" she asked hesitantly. "We are travelers trying to find a fallen city. Do you know where it might have landed?" Dawn explained gently. "You need to leave." The girl looked around her with wide eyes, as if making sure nothing was watching her. "Why?" Dylan asked her. "See that building over there?" She pointed to a small wooden barn. It seemed very old. "My father converted it into a small hospital for the wounded soldiers, but no matter how hard we tried, every one of them that came into our care died." She held her hands close to her heart. "Everyone who comes here dies. My father has grown very ill and is on the verge of death. The whole place is cursed. Everyone who comes here is cursed." She began to cry. "Sometimes I hear voices in the walls. They cry out for help. I recognize some of them, but I can't place them. They frighten me. I know once my father dies, then I will be next. I don't want anyone else to die, but after I am gone, who knows how many other travelers will come seeking shelter and die here also. I am afraid. I have always been afraid of this place." Her voice was always so quiet, but always pointed. Every word came with a distinct warning that stung deep to be remembered. "I have heard of a curse that does this, the curse of the fallen. It causes death to others and gathers the souls to lure others into its grasp. It can search the depths of death for a soul that sounds very familiar to you and draw you in so you can never escape. That must be why this field is so dry and dead." Dawn clasped her hands around the girls. "We will help you. Your father will live." They entered the converted barn and beheld a mild sight. Only the father lay propped against the wall with a small blanket covering him. Straw was scattered everywhere as the floor, but was stained red in some places. "The others all died?" Dylan asked quietly. "Yes, we buried them all outside as best we could, each in their own graves. 'Twas the least we could do for the poor souls." Dawn stepped toward the man and kneeled down by his side.
"You shouldn't have come here. Now you poor kids will die here too."
He coughed and said weakly. Dawn held up his necklace and moved it up and down his body. After a while, she shook her head and put it away. "No good. There's nothing I can do at the moment. The curse is too strong," she said. "Where is the tomb, then? Where is it?" Dylan asked aloud. Dawn put her fist to her chin and thought, then exclaimed with a triumphant, "Aha! Is there a basement here?" she asked the girl. "I don't think so, but I suppose it might have a cellar. Let's look for a trap door. There's usually a trap door in the floor to the cellar." The 3 children looked around, sometimes digging through the straw to see the floor better. Arumi wandered around inside while Sari rested until needed again. Arumi mewed and pawed at a section of wood in the corner of the barn. He mewed again, and Dawn went to assist him. "What is it, Arumi?" "Oh, I think... Yes! You found it! Oh, you wonderful cat, you found it!" she exclaimed upon removing the wood slat from the wall to find the trapdoor. The others rushed to her position and hastened to open it. It came apart quite easily as the wood was rotten, which helped quite a bit since the metal was rusted. Removing the wood revealed a dark, foreboding staircase. The girl seemed hesitant to go down with them. "You tend to your father. We'll only be gone a moment," Dawn explained. The girl nodded and left their small party. "You might want to stay up here too, Arumi," Dylan told the cat. They quickly made up their minds and squeezed through the tight opening on the even tighter coil of stairs. As they followed the dark stairs down, Dylan lit the lantern. The light didn't shine far as the stairs were spiraled and coiled further than the light could reach. The stairs were slick and a sort of black grime spilled over the steps. It was not liquid, but it was disgusting all the same. Their shoes made a pitter-patter sound over the stone steps that continued in the downward spiral fashion. Shadows danced along the walls as they continued to light the dark descent. A pit-pat of dripping water could be heard, but not placed as it went. Moss was growing in cracks in places where the wall had been worn away. Small mushrooms also made their living here. Eventually they made it to the bottom, to a dark doorway that held many starlity symbols. Here at rest and here above, may none who come here escape death's glove. Dawn read. The two looked at each other and continued on. Inside the dark room there was another stone tablet. Dylan's hand once again lit up, and the three curses poured from it. In clouds of smoke and matter they gathered, and pulled on his hand. He fought back, but they pulled harder. His hand met the stone, and the energy ensued. A dark cloud of crimson energy emitted from the tablet, and gathered around Dylan. It blew his hair playfully and met him at his face. Then it raced into him, and it could be seen that he was in pain. He yelled loudly and fought against the curses all the stronger. But from Dylan's point of view, all was dark. In the darkness, he saw a figure, a woman, all white in the black darkness that rushed him. "Dylan!" she called. His eyes opened wider as he beheld and recognized this person. "Mom!" He tried to run to her, but found white chains tying him down. His eyes filled with tears as he cried out again. "Mom!" The chains grew stronger, and her fleeting figure turned with a wave and disappeared. The dark wind whipped and released him. The curses were swirling around him once more, and Dawn was behind him, holding her king's crest out. The curses released him and returned to his hand. He had been floating gently, and now returned to the floor without looking at Dawn. "Why did you keep me?" "I dispersed the curse." "My mother was there. My mother!" "I see. The curse of the fallen." "I don't care. I saw my mother. I saw her, but there were white chains holding me back." Dawn took a step back. "I see. But know that if you had followed her, you would have died too." His fierce expression softened at this realization. He turned to apologize but found no one there. He was alone. "Dawn, I'm so sorry."